If you are searching for ways to cook rice perfectly, getting yourself a rice cooker is the best solution. With the advent of technology, cooking Japanese rice is easier as compared cooking it using a stovetop under an electric pot. It does not only saves you time, but also saves you effort as well. There are different varieties of Japanese rice cookers in the market nowadays to choose from. Enter rice cookers, which, for many, save the day. They're basically a targeted type of electric cooker, similar to a pressure cooker or slow cooker, only they excel at making plump perfectly cooked rice. They can either be incredibly simple, with just 2 settings to cook and keep warm, or they can be quite advanced, with presets for all different types of rice, brown, long grain, sushi, and more, as well as preparations like kongi, porridge, and even pressure cooking, which is, yes, one way in which all those electric cooking tools can overlap. I spoke with a bunch of experts about their favorite models, which range from cheap and straightforward contraptions to more high-tech machines. But the bottom line is, if you eat rice even a couple times a week, a rice cooker may be well worth a spot on your countertop. There are many products available to choose cheap rice cooker, each with different characteristics, benefits, and prices. To help you make an informed decision, I did extensive research, read tons of reviews, and compiled a list of the best cheap rice cooker from reputable brands. After much research, I found these products much helpful for people like you. If you want to know about the price and other information, be sure to check my description. So without any further delay, let's jump into the video. Number 1. Zojirushi NSTSC10 Rice Cooker. In my reporting, Zojirushi came up more than any other brand. Food writer and recipe developer Kiera Wright Ruiz had to leave hers behind when she recently moved to Hawaii. She told me it's the thing she misses the most. I'm sure people have said this before, but it really is the Lamborghini of rice cookers, she says. The standout reason is what Zojirushi calls fuzzy technology, or built-in microcomputer, that can sense how your rice is cooking and adjust the time and temperature, so that even if you add too little or too much water, it will self-correct, says Wright Ruiz. You get a consistent texture with a margin of error. Another particularly appealing feature is the ability to preset when you want your rice to cook. For example, if you're braising something that takes 3 hours, you can time it so that the rice is done simultaneously. Finally, though perhaps not the most imperative to the rice itself, Zojirushi's machines play music when you start them, an adaptation of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and when they're done cooking, and it's clearly delightful enough that everyone who recommended the brand, again, more on the rest of those folks, below, made mention of the jingles. Number 2. Panasonic SRDF101 Rice Cooker. The Panasonic is another simple model, the one that food photographer Neil Santos has also used for a decade both personally and at his Philly-based Filipino pop-up, Lalo, which unfortunately closed due to the pandemic. I'm not a high-tech kind of person, and this only has a few settings. That's what I grew up with in a Filipino household, he says. It can be on all the time and stay warm. It has a little basket that can steam veggies over the rice. Sometimes I'll use it for other dishes as well. The Philippines has a lot of rice desserts like suman, which is sticky rice wrapped in banana leaf. I put the suman in there and let it stay warm. That's how we used it at the restaurants. We were in a food hall, so everything was small, and this was an efficient way to do things. Reviewers of the Panasonic agree. The keep warm function is so convenient, writes one, and I never end up with burnt rice that's impossible to clean off the pot. In fact, I usually only have to give the pot a quick rinse when I'm done, and it's good to go. Another says it's even better than the Zojirushi when it comes to that particular setting. It keeps white or brown rice warm and ready to eat for 24 hours, without the rice drying out and becoming too hard and brittle, they write. The 10-cup Zojirushi we have will dry out the rice overnight. Number 3. Pars Automatic Persian Rice Cooker. The Pars Persian Rice Cooker is built to do something different from all the others on this list. Make tatig, the ubiquitous crispy layer of rice at the bottom and top, when you turn it over, of many preparations of Persian rice dishes. I'm an avid home cook, but rice was always tough for me, and that's part of why for a while I avoided cooking a lot of Persian food, says writer Aryashanian, who chronicled his foray into using the Pars for Vox last year. Funny enough, his mom and grandmother both use one, and it was during the pandemic that he finally decided it was time to get one himself. In fact, he has 2 now, the smaller 4-cup he started out with, and a larger 7-cup he uses to make tatig for a crowd. It's user-friendly, he says, something that my 85-year-old grandma who only speaks Farsi and isn't that good at technology can figure out. The first time I used it, I was thinking I would need to try a few times in order to get it right, but it came out pretty perfectly, and then each subsequent time too. Rashanian also likes that the insert is lightweight and non-stick, so it's super easy to flip out and clean. Number 4. Instant Pot 6QT Duo Pressure Cooker. It's no secret that the Instant Pot can do a lot, but strategist senior editor Jen Trolio primarily uses hers for rice, making it for her family of 4 at least once a week. She takes a stainless steel mixing bowl, fills it with equal parts water and rice, and sets it inside the Instant Pot on top of the wire rack the unit comes with. Then she puts a ½ inch or so of water at the bottom of the larger container, not covering the top of the rack. She cooks on high pressure for 4 minutes, then does the slow release for about 10 minutes, with a manual release if there's any pressure remaining at the end. With a little fluff, it's ready to go. It's nice to have the nearly set it and forget it convenience of a rice cooker that is also multi-purpose for pressure cooking, slow cooking, and so on, Trulio says. Obviously we could still do rice on the stove, but on top of the convenience, the Instant Pot can be shoved to the edge of the counter and not take up a burner. Number 5. Cuckoo CRPP 1009 SB Pressure Rice Cooker. I bought a Cuckoo because that's what my mom and aunts use, says Joanne Lee Molinaro, better known as the Korean vegan. When you go to a Korean grocery store, you see a bunch of Cuckoos all over the place. Molinaro uses hers a slightly older but similar model to the one listed primarily for brown rice, as well as mixed rice, the setting for which she uses every time she adds soybeans, farro, pearl barley, and even chestnuts and sweet potatoes. For food writer Justine Lee, who has the more recent model, the multi-cook setting is where it stuns. Multi-cook essentially turns the appliance into a pressure cooker and allows you to adjust the time and heat level. Both are as easy as dialing the knob to set, says Lee. It's how I steam a bunch of Korean sweet potatoes right before road trips and call my bean hankerings come summertime. I've even followed recipes fitted for a traditional instant pot, such as cinnamon buns and yakbip, which can get sticky. But cleanup with this rice cooker is a breeze across the board. That's all from my end. I make helpful videos daily, so do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification. To get more information or if you want to know product price, please check my description. For any kind of problem, please comment below to help you further. Life is short, so enjoy every bit of your life with our cool products, as it's going to make your life much easier. Thanks for watching, have a great day.